that's why, for me, one of the main things I've been teaching is exhaust the body to control the mind. Because I did 8 miles today. I did 15 miles a couple days ago. I did 6 miles the day before that, 4 miles the day before that. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I force my body to go into a certain state to where it has no choice but to bring up the subconscious mind. All of the thoughts that it tries to hide from me consciously, it purposely cannot hide it. It's like picking up the rock on all your shadows. When you tire out the body so much, it cannot hide certain thoughts from you behind a rock in your head. Does that make sense? Like, does that like, you get me? So when you exhaust the body, or when you sit down and you meditate and you force yourself to meditate, you can't escape the thoughts. Because a lot of y'all don't realize that some of y'all have coping mechanisms where you force yourself not to face the pain. So when you put your body in conditions to where it has to expose the hidden thoughts that you've been thinking, then you can actually address them. But you first have to put yourself in a certain state. And a lot of people are so comfortable, they cannot even fathom being uncomfortable. And those are the people that you want to stay away from. The people that don't want to be uncomfortable, that's not good. Because in order to succeed, in order to love, in order to communicate, in order to open yourself up, you have to be okay with being uncomfortable. And that's just the truth, chat. That's just the fucking truth. Be consistent with yourself. Show up even when it looks like things are not working, because you're not doing things for the result. You're doing things to change. When I walk 8 miles and I do my runs for 15 miles and I do all that shit, I'm not doing that to get fit. Being fit is a side effect. I'm doing it to figure out what I'm made of. I told you, if you want to get the psychology of winning and you want to learn how to hack your brain in order to really get the best out of yourself, because a lot of y'all, you haven't even met your true self. David Goggins, you haven't even met your true self. You're playing with 15% potential. I've literally been telling my whole team, like, I've been giving my team workouts. And the reason why I've been giving my team workouts is because I'm getting them to force themselves to push themselves out of their comfort. And do you know, every single one cried during their workout. Do you want to know why? Because they're releasing things that they didn't even know that they were holding on. I said, hey, you're going to do 8 miles today. Hey, you're going to do 200 push-ups. Hey, you're going to do 200 squats. And it's not to work you out. It's to force your body to a certain state where you have to face your mind. And a lot of them are just like, damn. I remember one of them, and I'm going to call him out, bro. I was telling him, he was like, oh, I know what I'm going to do to kill my old self. I'm going to go on this hike. My sister, she did this hike last weekend. I'm going to do it this week. And I said, no, the fuck you're not. I said that if your sister already did it, it's not a challenge. He's like, no, trust me. My sister, she's like that. She's like that. I don't give a fuck if your sister was Serena Venus fucking Williams. You're the older brother. You know you can do it because your little sister did it. No, you got to do some shit that you got to be like, damn, I don't know if I can do that shit. And then my thing is, I'm like, yo, why are you doing something that somebody else did? If somebody else did it, you already know it can be done. You need to do something that makes you like, shit, bro, this shit's stressing me out to even think about it. So then I told him, I said, how about this? Do 100 pull-ups before your hike. And he was like, shit. I said, you see that response? When you told me about the hike, you didn't say shit because subconsciously you knew you could do it. He was like, no, bro, trust me. Like, it's a hike. Like, trust me. It's not. I said, I don't give a fuck what you telling me. I don't care. You keep arguing me back and forth because you're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to protect your old self. I said, why is it that when I'm asking you to do more, you're arguing with me about it? Think about it. If you really want to be your best, you wouldn't argue with somebody who wants you to pull more out of yourself. Why are you defending it? Think about it. Do you know when he did the pull-ups and he did the hike, he said, I had to do 3 different trails and I have to work out afterwards just to feel something. And I said, and you thought the one trail was going to be enough. I said, exactly. I said, you tried to convince me. Don't fucking convince me. I don't need your convincing. I already know. But the thing is if I don't like when people combat me, then I'll let them play themselves, all because I don't like the friction. No, fuck that. Bring the friction because I'm not going to let you settle. And when he got on the phone with me, he was like, damn, I'm not even really feeling as much pain. I said, exactly. Because I knew you could do more, but you was so hell bent on protecting this, your old self. Your old self want to stay alive. Can't you see? And he's seen. He was like, damn. And today I said 100 push-ups. He said, I'm doing 200. I said, now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. But you see how deep, and like the thing about it is your old self is a savage. And this is what I mean. Your old self will do whatever it takes to stay alive. So that means your new self have to be more ruthless than your old self.